Hey, how's it going, guys? It's another episode of Sit Downs with JG. I'm your host, who is JG. Today we got a very special guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Tell us what your name is, bro, where you're from, and what you do.
What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy David of ThemDamnMexicans and TDM Talk Show. I'm out here in Houston, Texas, and our platform is ThemDamnMexicans, man. We have a lot to offer, and I'm sure we'll get into that in a few. So, man, appreciate you, having me on, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm excited to have you and to dive into it. Well, first off, man, how did it start? How did the dream come about? How did you come up with ThemDamnMexicans?
Yeah, so I remember back in the MySpace days, artists were putting their music out, and we stumbled upon this guy named, by the name of Big Jerb, RP to Big Jerb. And I was like, man, this dude's really talented. And my sister was a friend of his. They went to school together. They were a few years younger than I am. And I said, what do you know about this guy? He's like, he's cool. So I reached out, I offered to manage him. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. But I was like, let me manage you. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So once we started that, I was like, you know what? I need to think of a name for my company. I'm going to be a management company. That's initially how it started. And one day sitting in my apartment, I just heard a white woman's voice saying, "Them damn Mexicans," and I was like, and it might have been real. I might have just heard the lady next door or something saying that. But then I thought of the name, and I was like, okay, I like that, and I sent it to him, and he was like, oh, I got you, man. He designed the original logo, which is the logo you see pretty much that predominantly on our page, is that logo. He designed that, gave it to me, and was like, here it is, bro. And it just stuck with it. It stuck with the name. We stuck with it. We went from a management team to a rap group at one point. And then now we're slowly entering like what I feel is a multimedia agency. We have everything from, we do events, community work, with the toy drives. We have an entertainment company, a clothing line. We curate a playlist with Latinx hip hop every month. We're going on our third year doing that. So, local underground artists, tap in if you want your music played, you submit it. We overlook, and then we'll put it on, we put on the playlist, and it's all free, man. We're not out here trying to, make money off people just for the sake.
No, hell yeah.
Of get money. We want to, being, the next is the films and stuff like that. So, I'm excited about everything that's coming.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Like, I feel like, the Hispanic community needed a platform like that. Yeah. And it's dope that, you've been working, grinding, trying to make that happen, trying to pretty much bring the whole cultura together, from all across the nation. So, and like, I know you mentioned yesterday you've been tapping in, with all these different areas. Tell us a little bit about that. Like, is that the vision to bring everyone together like that and build a platform?
I think that I'm slowly becoming and starting to realize is that there's Latinos so, we're tapped in with you guys, you and I'm not sure. I think you mentioned about you and Rio working together, or at least, coming to know who he was and whatnot, and then we've done some work with Viva Mezcal and 86 Inca, and then Audio P, those guys in California and Los Angeles. They have their own movement, just like pretty much like what we have. And so we're slowly connecting the dots across the country and eventually across the world. We're tapped in with, there's a podcast called L Life out in Canada. It's my girl Magali and my boy Duende, who's an artist they're from Guatemala, but they live in Canada. And I was like, man, I didn't even know there was Latinos in Canada. And they found us through the talk show. So it's just one of those where like we're connecting the dots every which way. We got people in Delaware, New York, Florida, all across the country, man. So, the more we can connect those dots, the more we got other places that we can go to. We got a home now. We can be like, okay, well, we're locked in with these people out there. Guess what? When I come out there, they look out for us. They come down here. We got you guys down here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nah, bro, that's so dope because, I mean, it's time. It's time for the Latinos to come together, you know? It's time.
Yeah.
What do they say? That we're the fastest growing right now,
Yeah.
Latinos. So it's bound to.
It's something that I mentioned yesterday, like about us being the majority, especially down here in Texas, and the Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, California, all the way into California. Why shouldn't we be at the top of the game? Why shouldn't we be the ones dominating the genre? Because we have the numbers to do that. It's about putting our egos to the side, man, and coming together and doing it, seeing the bigger picture. I always preach bigger picture. Think of the bigger picture. A lot of people think of the now. I want to make a quick buck here. I want to, nah, stop doing that because you burn your bridges and then now you're like, okay, we're now working with him or her because all they want to do is make money. Don't get me wrong, we all want to make money.
Right.
But if we can collectively come together and then go after the bigger bag, that's where it's at. Then we can split it up. Then we can be like, okay, now we become, the gatekeeper, so to speak, but doing it the right way, moving with pure intentions.
Yeah. And I feel like when you move with pure intentions, I feel like, God kind of blesses you even more and more, you know? I know this year was great for you, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about that. I know you've been getting traction with this, your podcast, and the awards you guys won this year.
So I've had the brand for 14 years, right? The first year or two, we went pretty hard, but I didn't have merch. I didn't have anything that like I have now, a talk show. It was just a brand. And then
oh, dang, it's cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Okay, now you kind of pause. All right, we're good?
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay. Yeah, so now I don't know where I cut off at, but we're entering into year 4 of what we've been doing. And it's grown in the 3 years that I've been where because I quit my job after 14 and a half years to pursue something different, something more. And God opened these doors and kind of it started with us just printing up a couple of shirts, and then those sold so quick, and then it was like, oh, we might have something here, and then it was like another 2 dozen, and then so to speak, and then now we got different colors, we got different designs, and then now we started doing events, putting off for the culture. We have a big event called Embrace the Culture. We're going into year 5. This will be we do it on Mexican Independence Day. This will be our 3rd annual toy drive at the end of the year, God willing. The talk show, it's just completed a year. It's been a year since we started that. And we won Broadcast Houston's Best Talk Show Podcast of the year at the end of the year. So that was a blessing in itself because, briefly, I mentioned about in the beginning I had a certain people around me, and then they ended up leaving, and I was kind of like left alone, I guess, like not to sound dramatic or, looking for sympathy or whatever, but I was kind of just stuck. Like, damn, I don't know what to do now. I'm like, okay, let me figure it out. I had to regroup, re-strategize, and come back out, and I came out swinging, man. Like I did 50 interviews where I interviewed 50 people. And then I've done about 10 interviews where I've been interviewed, in Minnesota, in Dallas, and San Antonio, and then, of course, with all the platforms, as many as possible here in Houston. And that was with intent, because I wanted to go on other people's talk shows, not only to promote mine, but so that my audience can see their platform, just like we're doing right now. Now my fan base will see what you got going on, and they're going to tap in with you now and be like, okay, I need to go check this dude out. I like the interview, whatever the case might be. And vice versa. The people that watch yours, they're going to come, well, let me go see what they got, man. Right. It sound like they got something going on. Like, yeah, man, we're doing our best, we can. And it's a slow grind, man, because we're not out here undercutting people and doing grimy things. So we're really doing it pure. And like you said, God continues to open doors, bro. Even when people mean to do things to me, to harm me or to damage what I got, God finds a way to bless me through that. And so I appreciate everybody that was with me or wasn't, is not with me no more. Hey, it's life lessons, man.
Facts. And I feel like, how we were talking yesterday, right? Like, even though all the negatives happen around you, people drop. When you're trying to build something, nobody sees the vision at first. Nobody sees it, and nobody wants to help you. Nobody wants to hop on the train.
Yeah.
But you start echándole más ganas, más ganas, más ganas. And the moment that they see the traction coming, now I want to work with you. You know?
Yeah, we won the award, and all of a sudden everybody want to interview now. Now everybody wants to come on the show, and then it's like, well, what do you have to promote? Well, nothing really, so you just want to come be on camera and talk. Like, it's just crazy to me. But you're right, and I mentioned this yesterday, how in the beginning I reached out to other platforms and other artists and crickets. Yeah. So, okay. So I said, you know what? I'm going to build myself up, and this is some free game. You create the demand for your product, for your music, for your show, whatever it is that you're doing, create the demand, and the people will come to you. You ain't got to go to nobody. Because I always would say, I'm not asking no more. Mm-hmm. Now I'm doing what I want, with who I want, and when I want. Because I created this lane, I did this, so now I can choose which and where I want to go. And now it's just about being consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, create the demand, and the people will come to you. And you ain't got to worry about DMing, so and so. That they're gonna find you.
Facts.
Trust me.
And that's great advice, man. Because even now, like, I feel like I've hit up people, to be on their shows or to get on a song, and they just like, I don't see myself on a song. Left me on scene, Yeah. And it's just like, bro, like.
That'd be the worst. Right. Like at least tell me no. Don't just leave me on red. And like I seen your text, but I'm just gonna intentionally not reply. And it's like, damn, because I take that as disrespect. Like, damn, bro, you really just gonna not reply? Like, I'm cool with you telling me no, but don't treat me like I'm a scrub and just leave me on red or seen. And because now it's like I feel like. You don't respect what I do. So, but it's cool. Like I said, I remember all that. I remember the people who did it.
I always say
it's like they say. Remember the people on your way up, because those are the same people you might run into on the way down. And that's true.
And it's true. And then what I always think about too is like, you might be up right now, but tomorrow you might be here and they might be here. You never know when the tables turn.
One thing I've learned since studying everything in this game, everybody has their heyday. Everybody has where they're at the top, and then everybody has their downfall. It's gonna happen. No one, not one. You got the bad boys, the death rows, the Rockefellers, the No Limits, the Cash Moneys. They've all had. I think Cash Money probably the only one still actually, doing something, with the Young Money thing now. But they're still around. But everybody else had their point where they were at top of the world, and then, they're not on top anymore. But hey, it happens to the best of everybody. So don't think it won't happen to you. And that's why I love maintaining a relationship more than I do anything else. I got friends that are artists, and I'm like, look, I don't care about the music, bro. I rock with you. I love you as a person, and you guys are, solid people, individuals. I'd rather us be friends and never do business together than to do business together and it goes wrong.
Right.
And then now we're not even friends either, so it's like,
yeah. No, for sure, bro. Like we said earlier, right? Just trust yourself, échale ganas, have your faith in God, and it's going to happen regardless. As long as you keep working on it, like you said, consistency, it's going to happen. There's no way. It can't, because the more you put the work in, the more results you're going to get.
And that's what it's been for me. 3 years, it's been nonstop work. Even traveling, I went to Minneapolis last year to do Pura Cultura podcast. And they didn't pay me. Like, they didn't pay me or say, hey, we'll pay for your flight. Come out. Nah, I just was like, look, I'm coming out there. And they're like, and they admitted saying like, man, people have told us before and never showed up, and then you actually showed up. Like, you actually came. I'm like, look, I pride myself in being a man of my word.
Oh, yeah.
So I pulled up on them, man. I stayed out there a couple days, and, we did the interview. We hung out. They showed me around town. It was dope, but that's a part of the process about building those bridges and being there in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, although we're doing this now, eventually we're going to meet. I'm going to come out there. You're going to come down here, whatever the case might be. We're going to meet and we're going to lock in and really work together and really make something happen. So, it's just, like you said, being consistent with it, just don't quit, man. Bullshit. I mean, the bullshit's going to come. You got to push through it. It's easy. People might say, man, that's easy for you to say. It is, because I've done it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like, man, it wasn't hard. I mean, okay, I just contradicted myself. What I mean is it's possible. Like, you can do it. You can go through some things and still push through it.
Right.
It's not impossible, in other words, is what I meant. So yeah, man, you just gotta like literally push through it. It's hard, but it can be done.
No, it can. And I really have been I haven't followed your journey from the beginning, but even just seeing this past year, bro, I feel like I saw the growth too,
Yeah.
And it's amazing, man, what you guys are doing, you and your whole team, really putting it on for the Latin community, all the Hispanics, all the Latinos. It's amazing, man, and I really wish you the best luck, I really hope that it keeps growing. I know you mentioned a couple, like you do the toy drives, you do Embrace the Culture. Do you have anything else coming up this 2024, or tell us a little bit about those events that you'll be hosting?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things was, of course, getting the talk show back up and running. Now I feel like it's on autopilot now. Now I'm good. I'm situated. I'm in a good space. I'm working with the homie J-Vaz, the J-Vaz show. He's been in the game doing the podcasting thing for a long time, man, and I learned a lot from the guy, and we actually came together to do a new show called The Hype. That's more or less conversation pieces. We bring up topics and we really just discuss them, especially for the Latino community, specifically for the Latino community, because these are some things that we don't really talk about, but I think we should talk about. I think that'll be airing pretty soon. I think next week or this week coming up. You can follow at The Hype HTX and check that out. We got topics on there. People can chime in, and we'll eventually go live. So that's another venture that we started. Of course, the talk show is going to keep going. We're going to keep putting on for brown businesses, brown artists, brown entrepreneurs, all that. Embrace the Culture 5 is this year, September 14th, Mexican Independence Weekend. So we're looking forward to that because it's the 5-year anniversary, and we're slated to have people from California, Canada, you guys that from out there. We have Florida. I think somebody from New York, a couple people from New York are coming. So I'm hella excited about that because that shows that people are willing to fly down here to come to your event. Like, that's crazy, And I'm like, I'm not paying nobody either. Like, I'm just really like, bro, like we're providing quality product. We're relaunching the clothing line for the spring of, this year, 2024. And we're doing that by actually shooting a mini movie / commercial. But it'll be a story to it, and it'll serve as a commercial. The website will be back up and running. We're making some changes to that. The toy drive again this past year. I don't even know how many toys we raised. It was so much, and for it being only our second one, like it tripled in size as far as the people that came out plus the donations from just last year. So like I said, man, God is really just opening doors, bro. And it's really just us being intentional in our thoughts, in our process, and in our work ethic. Like we're just out here really moving with good intentions, bro. And God continues to open those doors. We just started the TDM Entertainment. We got 3 artists that we're working with, Type Shit, Amazing Ike, and Mike Garza. We just recorded a song. The video should be up on Monday. It was filmed by Trap Vision Films, the beat by Perfect Timing. The song is called Perfect Timing too, because it's crazy because all 3 of those artists I've been wanting to work with, but it just never worked out at the different times until just recently that we all sat and talked individually, and it was like, damn, and they came together really at the right time. So they'll be dropping projects pretty soon as well. Type Shit drops in February.
Okay.
Mike Garza will drop in the summertime, and Amazing Ike will drop in December. Man, I'm trying to think what else, man. It's just we got so much planned. We got an event March 2nd. We got some people from San Antonio coming down, Loud City Society. It's a joint venture that we're doing. They're going to come here, and then they'll put on a show for us in San Antonio. We'll come out there,
Hell yeah.
and, just to be able to travel and go perform and expand our networks. So we got that coming up. And like I said, man, it's just a lot. Just continue what we're doing, man. Continuing to hit home runs and continuing to just, man, keep pushing for the Latin community, man. The Latinos all across the world, really. I don't want to say Houston because, I don't want to limit myself because
right.
we're literally everywhere, bro. We're literally everywhere.
Right. No, man. You have a lot of stuff coming up, man. A lot of people you're working with. A lot of events. It's cool to see that you're on it. Like, I'm just gonna stay. What's the next thing? Because I feel like personally, like, I'm like that too. Even like with my friends, I'm always the one that's like, all right, guys, we need to talk about this. All right, guys, let's do business before we start drinking, or like whatever, So it's just it's dope to see, like, it's inspiring, when you see other people who are also doing it like that. And you're doing it on a much bigger scale, so it's just really inspiring to be like, damn, like, he's pushing, he's getting it, he's on. Okay, what's next, And I feel like, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like as a creative, you kind of have to have that mindset,
I think whenever you link with other like-minded individuals who are creative and are hardworking, it pushes you. I talk about this guy J-Vaz, that I do the show with. I said it that sounded so bad. This guy, the homie J-Vaz, he has a podcast as well, right? He has this show, the J-Vaz Show. He's done it for so long. Although we're competition, but it's a friendly competition. Like, I always see him doing interviews. I'm like, yo, I gotta, I got my friend, one of my best friends is Cuban Diva. Her, Anthony, and my boy G. They have a show called Hip Hop Live that they do, and they're literally all over the country that they put on. And I've been on their show, as a guest, just hanging out. And they play music online, people can review it. It's called Hip Hop Live Review, Hip Hop Live Show. So all these people with all these platforms really push me and motivate me, man, to want to, man, I really want to do better. Like, man, I want to beat them, I want to get, but again, it's all love with all of us, man. We all rock with each other. We all work together. Cuban Diva hosted my toy drive. Came dressed in the Santa outfit, it was such a blessing, man. It's such a blessing to have people like that in your life, and then my wife and my kids are so involved in this as well. So I'm grateful, man. It's really a great platform, and we're starting to really take that. Every year it just gets better, bigger and better, and that's the goal. And we've been hitting our goal and really over exceeding that. So I'm excited of what's to come this year with everything we got going on. I'm also writing a book, so I'll be on the lookout for that. It'll be telling the story of all of this.
Dang.
Up until wherever I stop at, it'll be kind of like from the beginning and even prior to that. And I started the book off saying, hey, to know me and to know what I'm doing is to know my backstory to this, even before doing this, how I've always been into the music. So, just be on the lookout for all that, man. I'm not really one to kind of like do things like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that until I actually do it, and then I'll announce it. But, I'll just feel confident in what I do, man, and executing the plan, because it's just been that way, man, so it's just about putting in the work, not giving up, staying consistent, and putting God first.
Yep.
And you'll be,
You'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right. I promise you'll be all right. I promise. And that's just in life. I don't mean that like if you're an artist or if you're a business owner. I mean that in general. If you're just an everyday person just watching this and you're saying, man, how does that apply to me? I'm not a rapper. Nah, that's everybody, man. If you do those things, I promise good things will come.
Facts. I am a big believer of like what you dish out is what comes back to you, you know? The universe,
Yeah.
you know? Because it is like that, low-key. It's funny how it works, but it is like that.
If you don't put no work in, you're not getting no results. Like, how you expect to get something you're not doing, you know? So
yeah, facts. All right, man. It's been a really great conversation, bro. I feel like we really got into some good details. We learned about you, the things you're doing, and the things that you will be doing. Any last shout-outs? Any last things that you want to let people know? Or any, last promotional things at the end?
Man, thankful for you, bro, for reaching out and wanting to do this with me. And I'm gladly going to return the favor. You come to Houston, we got you. So thankful for everything that even you're doing out there. Like that's huge too.
Thank you.
I just want to thank God for everything that he continues to bless me with, and that he continues to bless me with. I'm grateful for the team that I have, the artists that I'm working with. I love that they're just so excited about what we have coming up, because these are all artists that have had things happen to them in their past that have made them not trust someone, you know what I mean? They're like, I don't really know if I want to jump into another situation, because past experiences have taught them, not to trust. But, we're here, man. We're working. You can find us on all social media platforms under ThemDamnMexicans. If you go to ThemDamnMexicans, you Google it, you'll find the link tree. You'll find TDM Talk. You'll find the playlist that we do. You can tap into all the artists we have. And like I said, the website will be back up and running, and you'll be seeing a lot more of us. That I can guarantee. So, just shout out to everybody, man, really, that's watching, that's tapping in. Give us a follow and just rock out with us, man. Thank you again, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
And go Texas.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for being on this, man. Thanks for allowing me to interview you. This was I was excited for this one, so thank you a lot, man. Thanks for connecting with us, bridging the Washington, Texas. Everybody tap in. I'll make sure and put all his accounts tagged down below. Tap in, guys. If you're a Hispanic Latino artist, tap in. If you're just into the Hispanic culture, tap in, man. So thank you again, man. This has been another episode of Sit Downs with JG. I'm your host, JG. And we got them damn Mexicans. Let's go!
Where the Mexican is the underdog, but overcomes the impossible. Them damn Mexicans.
Them Damn Mexicans presents You on the Track.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy David with Them Damn Mexicans here at Spindle Tap Brewery.